Prabhu is well known in our community, but just to give a brief introduction about him, after completing his Bachelor of Science from Lucknow University and Bachelor of Tech from IIT Kanpur, Rupanuga Prabhu came to Canada in 1969 on a scholarship to do his Master's in Electrical Engineering. He has held a number of senior executive positions in large international corporations, including a stint as Managing Director and Country Manager of GE Capital and Director at IBM, where he managed service delivery for almost $1 billion a year. He retired in 2013. He's a third-generation Vaishnava devotee and has been with Iskcon Toronto since 1981. He has served as a Temple Council member for approximately 20 years and a member of the Board of Directors. He is currently active in outreach activities through his classes, seminars, and workshops conducted online in various centers across the GTA. And he is a mentor to many devotees in our community, as well as a pujari who regularly serves here. So we'd like to thank Rupanuga Prabhu. This is not part of the announcements, but Rupanuga Prabhu and his family have also sponsored the new outfit that the deities are wearing today. I won't take any more time, and I'll hand it over to Rupanuga Prabhu.
Very good.
So we'll start with Jai Radha Madhava and then go to the discourse. Jai Radha All glories to the Supreme Lord, Hare Krishna. All glories to the Supreme Lord, Hare Krishna. All glories to the Supreme Lord, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories. Shri Guru Ji. Namo Vishnu Krishna. Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Acharya. Nirvishesha Srimati Paswati. Shri Gopal Ji. Om Gyanti Viranasya Gyanti Shalakya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Bhaktanamyam Tadati Sopanamyam Vandeham Shri Guru Shritapadakamlam Shri Guruna Vaishnavascha Shri Rupam Sarvajatam Sahabam Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahadan Lalita Shri Vishatan Vitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Namaste Bhakta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Krishnanusate Devi Pranamami Hari Anshākalpatarubhyascha kripāsindhubhyo Āvanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 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 Hare Krishna. So I'm still waiting for somebody to put the bhajan on. Anyway, so once again, very happy on this Caturdasi to all of you. And I thought today to glorify and to honor Lord Nrsimma, we will explain the prayer that we do every day in our temple, glorifying Lord Nrsimma. And typically it's the last bhajan we do after the Aarti. And we heard that also. We start something like Namaste Nrsimma. That's great. Okay, wonderful. So I want to give some background how this started, because to be honest with you, this was not one of the standard prayers. Was not one of the standard prayers some time ago. What happened was that one year, Srila Prabhupada, my Guru and founder Acharya of this Iskcon movement, was in Los Angeles. And most of the devotees had gone to San Francisco to attend the Rath Yatra there. And during that time, somebody threw a bomb in the temple, which you can imagine scared everybody very much. And people were wondering what to do. And Srila Prabhupada said, don't worry. There are a lot of jealous people because our movement is growing so fast. Thank you. Is this better? Yes. Oh, okay. Thank you. He said there are a lot of jealous people because our movement is growing so fast. And so they want to obviously distract us, harm us. But don't worry. And that's the first time in Iskcon he chanted this bhajan, Lord Nrsimma Stuti, prayer. Namaste Nrsimma. And then he said, we are going to install, actually he got a picture, not a video, picture of Nrsimma, which those of you have seen it, he's got Hiranyakashipu on his lap and he's taken out his intestines, etc. He's bifurcated the body of Hiranyakashipu, and that's the picture you have. Actually, to be honest with you, if you're not used to seeing it, it's another dazzling picture. So he put it on the altar and he did the Aarti that day. Next day he came and the picture was gone. So he said to the people, hey, where's the picture? the devotees said, it's so scary. The new devotees, they run away when they see this. So we keep hiding it. And he said, no, put it back. So they put it back. Next day it was gone again. It was gone for a few days. Finally, he convinced the devotees to leave it on the altar. And then he told the temples, all the temples that were in existence at that time, to chant this prayer also. Then very soon after that, he got very sick. Srila Prabhupada got very, very sick. And he told all the devotees in all the temples to implement a daily chanting on this particular day, saying, Lord Nrsimma will protect me, and it's very important because my mission is not yet complete. Therefore, we are praying, and you all pray for Lord Nrsimma to keep me in this world for a little bit longer so that I complete my mission of spreading the holy name of the Lord. So they did that, and Prabhupada got well. And from then on, it became a standard practice to chant this prayer every day, after every arti. I also want to mention that this is a very interesting prayer because it comes from two different scriptures. The first part of this prayer is from Nrsimma Puran, obviously written by Srila Vyasa, who wrote all the Puranas, all the 18 Puranas. The second part, which starts with Tavakara Kamalavare, that's actually from a book called Gita Govinda, written by another very famous and pure devotee, Jayadeva Goswami. So Srila Prabhupada combined the two prayers into one, and that has become the standard in Iskcon. So with that background, I want to start now explaining the different words in this particular prayer. Starting with the first verse is Namaste. Right? I think if you're from India, you know Namaste is, Namaste. But let's talk about what does this word actually mean, what is the significance of this word, and why that's the first word in the prayer. So, Namaste, the word, the letter Na, stands for ego or false ego. It basically means I am so and so, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a professor, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm Indian, American, Canadian, whatever. That designation, identifying ourselves with the body. So that's Na, the false ego. Ma stands for Mamta or Mamatva, which means I have a sense of proprietorship. This belongs to me, this is mine, and we can't have it, it's all mine. So that's Mamatva. So we suffer from those two things, identifying with the body, thinking we are so and so, whatever, and considering everything to be belonging to me. So as long as we have those two, let's call it faults, identifying with the body and thinking things belong to me as opposed to belong to Krishna, it's very difficult to become humble. And we cannot become humble, it's very difficult to offer a prayer to somebody. Because prayer means surrender. By definition, prayer means surrender. If you cannot surrender, it's not a prayer. You should probably try to have a conversation. You cannot have a conversation without Krishna or anything. You have to pray, which means humility. So that humility has to be there in us in order to pray. So Namaste implies I am going to start my prayers with all humility I can muster in my heart. And to develop that humility, obviously there are processes like chanting, etc. that we have to perform to develop that humility. But the problem is that even those of us who have been performing devotional service for a very long time, the humility comes with great difficulty. And it does come sometimes, and sometimes we have desire to surrender. But again, because of the lack of permanent humility, that desire to surrender comes and goes. And I'll give you an example of, everybody heard the name Vibhishan? You know Ramayana, you know Vibhishan, the brother of Ravana. So the story goes that he had a big fight with Ravana. He was trying to convince Ravana to surrender to Lord Ram. He refused, and because of that argument, Vibhishan decided to come to where Lord Ram was to surrender to him. So he traveled, and he came where Lord Ram was camping, getting ready to attack Sri Lanka. When he came, he noticed that most people in Lord Ram's army were not very receptive to him. And they were arguing, he's the brother of Raman, who's our enemy, so he's probably a spy trying to find out how we are, what our preparation is. He's going to report back to Raman, therefore don't accept him. Then he spoke up. He said, my dear sirs, I'm an Asura. Asura basically by definition, Asu means breathing. Asura is the one who lives simply to breathe. In other words, they're only interested in their body and prolonging their life, nothing else. So he said, I'm an Asura. Very rarely do I get the desire to surrender and perform devotional service. Right now I have that desire, but it may go away next moment. And he gave an example of a lamp. If you try to light a lamp where it's very windy, it's very difficult to light it. And if you do manage to light it somehow, it's very difficult to keep it lit. So he says, my condition is like that. It's like a lamp in big, strong wind. This may flicker and may die, so I may lose my desire to surrender. So please accept me now. So we are the same way. Sometimes a very strong desire to surrender and to pray. And sometimes it's gone because now it's time to enjoy something. Watch a Bollywood movie, Netflix or whatever, So we have to be careful also. Therefore, we have to be constantly saying, Namaste. I surrender to you, please accept me. And a stay in the association of the devotees will encourage us to do Namaste, to surrender. So that's the first one. Second word is Nrsimma. So who's Nrsimma? So Nrsimma is, dear Lord, Nrsimma. But why that name? Who is he? So very quickly, it's a short lecture today, only 30 minutes, so I'm going to be try to be very fast. So there was a demon by the name of Hiranyakashipu. He performed severe austerities. Lord Brahma appeared and said, you can ask me for a benediction. And he said, I just want one benediction. That is to make me immortal. I don't want to die. Remember I was saying that Asuras don't like to die, they want to enjoy life. Lord Brahma said, I am not immortal myself. I have a very short life. Let me tell you how short that is. 311 trillion, 55 billion, 40 million years. It's a very short life. So I cannot make you immortal. So Hiranyakashipu was very smart. He said, okay, fine, don't make me immortal, but give me some other benedictions. And Brahma said, yes. He said, okay, what do you want? He said, I don't want to die at daytime or nighttime. Brahma said, Tathasta. I don't want to die with any weapon. Tathasta. I don't want to die by anybody who's been created by you. Brahma said, Tathasta. I don't want to die in land or air or water. Tathasta. Now Hiranyakashipu thought he had become immortal because he has covered all the angles. And by the fact that Lord Brahma poured some water from his water pot, that made the body of Hiranyakashipu very strong, like a thunderbolt. So, having gotten these benedictions, he decided to misuse the power. He started to harass everybody, killing people and all that. It became so bad that the demigods were crying for help. He actually conquered the demigods and made them his servants. Just tell the story a little bit. He had a son by the name of Prahlad. Prahlad was a pure devotee because of having associated with Narad Muni while Prahlad was still in the womb of his mother. So Prahlad was always basically preaching to Hiranyakashipu to serve Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, which made Hiranyakashipu very upset and was going to try, or he was starting to try to kill. And it became so bad that the Lord decided that he has to appear and kill Hiranyakashipu in order to protect his devotee. But the benedictions given by Brahma were in the way. Can't be a man or an animal, can't be daytime or nighttime, cannot be on land or water or air, cannot be inside or outside. So the Lord is very smart as we think. He has that knack of finding loopholes in different things. So he said, okay, what's the loophole? The loophole is I take the form which is not a man and not an animal. So therefore he took a form which had the face of a lion and the rest of the body of a man. So those of you who have seen the deity there or the picture here, the diorama here, you see that head is lion, rest of the body is man. So that's the form called Nrsimma. And when he appeared as very giant size, mentioned in Bhagavatam, that his beard was touching the clouds. And when he shook his head, the clouds would be all scattered from his beard. And he roared, when he appeared, roared so loud that Brahma sitting in his planet, which is the highest planet, pretty well fell down from his chair and thought two planets had collided. It was such a loud sound. So you can imagine what happened to Hiranyakashipu at that time. Anyway, the point is that, so he's praying to that personality. It's Lord Vishnu in the form of Lord Nrsimma. Here it goes on Nrsimma, Prahlada Ahladadayi. So I mentioned the name Prahlada already, the son of Hiranyakashipu. The word Prahlad itself means, Ahlad means happiness. Prahlad means somebody who is happy again and again and again, which means all the time. So the secret to his happiness was that he saw Krishna's hand in everything that happened. He got thrown in the well full of snakes and scorpions, and he saw snakes and the Sheshnath, the bed of Lord Krishna. I'm safe. He got thrown in the fire. He said, fire is in the mouth of Krishna, therefore I'm safe. He got given some poison in the sweet rice. He said, Lord Shiva took it, no problem, it's not all the poison. My point is, whatever happened, he saw Krishna's hand there saving him. And therefore just made him happy. His faith was very, very strong. He said, it doesn't matter what my father tries to do, my Krishna will protect me. It's a very first Bhajan says, Rakhe Krishna Mareke. Krishna is going to protect somebody, nobody can kill. And he had that faith. And when you think about it, all that his father was asking was, you accept my supremacy over Vishnu's supremacy. But he said, no, I will not do that. And he suffered so much torture. I was giving this class this morning, and I said, all that Prahlad had to do to avoid all that torture he was getting every day, multiple times a day, was save his father in Punjabi. He said, oh daddy, yaar, tusi great ho. That's it. He had done nothing else. Just say you're great. But he would not do that. Because he said, no, my Lord is greater than anybody else, and you are nothing. You should serve him. And he continued to get more and more punishment for doing that. But anyway, my point is, he was making his name successful by always being happy, feeling the bliss of the presence of the hand of Krishna no matter what happened. So that's Prahlad Anadhaya. Next one is Hiranyakashipu Vakshaha Shila Tanka Nakhara. Right? It's there. I can see this here. So, Shila means a stone. So, Hiranyakashipu Vakshaha, Vaksha means chest. So he had a chest like stone. But instead there came with nails that were like chisels. So now he's got the chisels and Hiranyakashipu has got a stone heart. So you can imagine the combination and talk about it in a second. So basically I want to mention, so I'm out of time here. Okay, so I'll skip a lot of details. So basically he said that another benediction was not to be killed by any weapon. So nails are not weapon. And it was another benediction, not living nor dead. So nails are the only part of the body which are living and dead at the same time. They're dead because they're bones, basically. They're living because they grow. Okay? So he used that as another loophole to do that. Anyway, very conscious of that. So that's what that means. He used his nails as a chisel to bifurcate or tear apart the stone-like chest of Hiranyakashipu. Ito Nrsimha, Parato Nrsimha, Yato Yato Yami, Tato Nrsimha. Basically it means, my Lord Nrsimha is everywhere. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. And that's exactly what Prahlad kept trying to prove to his father. His father was getting very upset that no matter what I do, he doesn't die. He's been thrown from a cliff to the ocean, he's been stung by the elephants, thrown in the well full of snakes, thrown in the fire, put in a boiling oil, part of boiling oil, nothing is hurting him. And he doesn't look scared. So finally he concluded that his soldiers were incompetent. And he has said, I have to take this task upon myself to kill this boy. Now Hiranyakashipu was very huge, and this is a 5-year-old boy. So imagine a 5-year-old boy facing a huge person. This person is very angry, trembling in anger. He puts his sword out. He says, I'm going to kill you now. Then he notices that my son's not scared. She says, how come you're not scared? The demigods tremble when I move my eyebrows. Everybody is scared. How come you're not scared? I'm standing here in front of you, my sword down and cut your throat off. Where are you getting your power from? And Prahlad very calmly said, my dear father, I'm getting my power from exactly the same person that you're getting your power from. And that is Krishna. That made Hiranyakashipu even more mad. He says, where is your Lord? And Prahlad said, my Lord is everywhere. He is there? Yes, he is here. He is there? Yes, he is there. Then he looked at the pillar by which he was standing. And this palace that they were in was personally designed by Hiranyakashipu, and he was overseeing the construction of this whole palace, especially the pillars. They were constructed under his supervision. So Hiranyakashipu knew there's nothing inside. So he pointed at the pillar and says, is he inside there? And Brahma said, yes, it's there, I can see. That made him even more mad, and he hit his fist, the pillar with his fist. And when he did that, the big thunder, the pillar burst into millions of pieces. And out came Lord Nrsimha. Nrsimha Bhagwan ki. So that's the appearance of that. So Ito Nrsimha, Parato Nrsimha, Yato Yato, Yam Tato Nrsimha, Bahire Nrsimha, Hridaya Nrsimha. Now, saying not just outside everywhere, it's also inside my heart. So there's a very quick story I'll tell you. Vyasdev, the author of Bhagavad Puranas, once was sitting meditating, and he saw Lord Nrsimha in his heart. And he felt so much ecstasy. He was in that ecstasy, he was sweating, and he was trembling, he was smiling, he was crying, and he prayed to the Lord, my dear Lord, please manifest this form so other people can see it also. And the Lord manifested a deity of that form. That deity still exists in South India in a place called Nalgonda. It's, I think, somewhere in Chennai area. So if you are interested, you can go and see. So anyway, so Bahire Nrsimha, Hridaya Nrsimha. Nrsimha Madhim Sharanam Prabhat. I'm now saying I want to surrender to Lord Nrsimha. So once again I go back to the point that we can surrender only when we have that humility that starts with the word Namaste. Also we should understand that Lord Krishna has appeared here as Lord Nrsimha. It's something very unusual because taking this form, half man, half lion, is taking into consideration all the benedictions have been given, finding the loopholes and all that. And why is he doing all that? He's doing simply to fulfill the desire of his devotee, Prahlad. Simply to make the statement that his devotee made that my Lord is everywhere. To do that and simply to honor the words of his other devotee Brahma who gave all these silly benedictions. So yes, later on he chastised Brahmaji for doing that, but for the moment he said, I'm going to keep the words of my devotee. So my point is that we should learn Prapadde, means surrender. We should all surrender to Lord Nrsimma because He is going out of His way to take care of us. He has the power to take care of us, the power to protect us, and therefore becomes us to surrender to Him, ask for that protection, and honor Him to acknowledge what He's doing for us. And then very quickly, the next part of the prayer from the Ved Govinda, Tabukara Kamal Vaye Nakham Adbhutshan. Very interesting example. Saying, Jayadeva Goswami saying, your hands are as soft as lotus petals. Those of you who have seen lotus or touched lotus, it was very, very soft. Just saying, your hands are as soft as lotus petals. But using those soft hands, you kill that honeybee who's really the chest of Hiranyakashipu as if someone is simply taking and crushing a bee in his hands. You get this? This is like contrast. Your hands are so soft, but you're crushing something that is so hard. Only you can do that. So there was some acknowledging the simultaneous softness and hardness of the Lord. Soft for the devotee, hard for the non-devotee. So that acknowledging that. Tabu Karatapal Vare Nakam Adbhut Singham Dalit Hiranyakashipu Tanupim. Same thing. He has crushed the heart of Hiranyakashipu. Keshav Dvita. Who's Keshav? Lord. Not Krishna normally, but Keshav has many meanings. One is soft hair. One means the husband of Lakshmi. One also means K means Brahma, Sha means Shiva, the one who controls both Brahma and Shiva at the same time. So anyway, means Supreme Personality of Godhead. He has appeared in the form of Lord Nrsimma. Keshav Gita, Nar Hari Rupa. Nar is man. Hari has different meanings. Hari, one meaning Hari Singh, lion. So the form of Lord Nara, Nar, human, and a lion. Hari also means somebody who steals things. So what does Krishna steal? Butter. Yes, butter. What else? Heart. Yes, he steals our heart. So by calling him Hari, he is saying, please also steal my heart. And promise him as pure and surrendered as you need me to be, please do that. Hari also means the sun, S-U-N, sun. So what does the sun steal? Darkness. Right? So we pray, we call him Hari, please also remove, steal the darkness from my heart, which means my ignorance, which means my material attachments and material desires. So in one word, number of prayers are being inserted by that. So, Jai Jagadish, meaning you are the Lord of the whole world, the whole universe. I offer you my obeisances, all glories to you. Please help me come to a point where I can faithfully surrender to you. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thanks to Rupanuga Prabhu today for today's class in a very short time. We'd also like to thank some of our sponsors for today. So for those of you who joined us earlier, we began the program today at 4 o'clock with the Nrsimma Yajna. We had several sponsors for today's Yajna, but the main sponsor is Madhusudan Prabhu, so let's thank him. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we are serving Prashadam at 8:30. So the altars will close at 8:30, so we'll ask everyone to line up. It'll be a similar situation to every Sunday with multiple lines, but it will be served as takeout. So that way, anyone that is fasting until dusk, which is at 9:02, will be able to take their Prashadam and have it at the appropriate time. Now, we'd like to thank our team of cooks. So there was Radha Vinod Prabhu, Bhadra Krishna Prabhu, Aditi Mataji, and team. And we also had a lot of sponsors for today's meeting.